record.
Now it is.
We lost that funny story of Chuck's. Oh well. Oh well. Welcome, Gail. Hello.
No.
Any other discussion points you'd like to bring up today?
I have a problem, just a question. It's not a problem because it seemed to have resolved itself, but this morning I wanted to print out, it was talking about all the local streams and creeks that were flooded, and I thought, well, that would be useful information. So rather than reading through it all, I thought I'll just print it out and then I'll look at a map. And so I had it ready and I clicked print and nothing was happening, and I waited. And so I said, well, I'll just let it go. I'll look at it another way, and I deleted it. A couple hours later, the printer just spat it out on its own. So how did that happen if I deleted the document and yet it printed it out?
It was thinking.
It was in the queue, yeah.
It was reading it before you got it.
Did
Okay.
you delete the file itself, or did you delete the file in the printer queue?
I deleted the file in the printer queue.
That
So it
does
said
happen
there, you know,
now.
and now you look later and it says there's nothing to print. And yet here it came. One of those weird things in my house with technology, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, not a problem now. It seems to be working fine.
When
Yeah.
it does it tomorrow, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I think I had that happen a long time ago, one time too. I was so frustrated, and so I kept trying to print and I didn't. And then when I looked in there and saw it was so many of them in the queue, I just deleted them all. And the same thing happened. It must be one that goes actually past the queue or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Or yeah, it's somehow stuck in cyberspace.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. But
That's why we keep coming to these sessions, to tell you all these fun things that happen to us.
like Pastor Jenny, just the, Bermuda Triangle of weird
Yeah.
tech issues.
Yeah.
Oh my. Good time. Yeah. Any other weird problems that we have no idea how to fix?
The new theme of this show. How many problems do you have that we can't figure out how to fix?
Wait, I just had a little bit of a strange one. It might be unrelated though. This is the it's my sound, not on the computer. It's like the TV and everything else is hooked up to it. And for no reason, what do you call that? The bass box. There's what do you call that?
Sound bar?
It's like a speaker that's really the bass. It's the
the sub.
subwoofer. The subwoofer.
Subwoofer.
It's like humming loud for no reason. Like even when I got up this morning, it started humming. I didn't even turn the system on. And then
What
when
song was it humming?
No, very monotone, low.
Oh, okay.
You know what, like that. And then when I turned the TV on, it became loud again, not instantly. Anyway, I hate to fool around. There's so many wires there. I'm afraid I'll, electrocute myself. Maybe I should maybe I should turn it off? Just turn that subwoofer off?
Yeah. Was there anything that triggered it that last night or something?
I don't know. I mean, it is unusual behavior. It's never happened to me.
It sounds like it's just up super loud because subwoofers, the way they are made, emit just this like noise constantly. It's
Right,
like
yes.
all the time. It just sounds like cranked up 100% somehow.
All right, I'll try. You know what? I'll try adjusting the volume on it.
But if that doesn't work, the first thing to always try doing is turn it off and turn it back on again.
Right, okay,
All
right.
That's trick one, but it just sounds like the volume's just up because subs typically have some kind of white noise even when they're off.
Oh, interesting that I just don't hear it because the volume's down so low, maybe, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Where I can usually hear hums from different speakers.
Did your electricity go off last night?
Not that I know of. I don't know, because you know what, the stove would have been flashing if it did.
Okay.
So no, it didn't, no.
Because sometimes when did it blink or brown out or anything? We had a couple where it browned out and came back last night.
Yeah,
That could be enough to do it.
yeah.
That could be, a spark in the system.
For
It-
me,
it-
yesterday my internet went out, but
Right.
it wasn't enough power outage to shut off my TV or my clocks or anything like that. It just somehow did
Yeah,
just
it was-
Wi-Fi. It was quick.
it was
That quick.
instantaneous.
It could have just been that like 10 seconds.
It could have well been, I'm at the beach, so here we did have high wind, but we didn't have rain. So maybe
You
the
were
high
lucky.
wind, yeah, we were because
Yeah.
it was like full moon and high tide, like the, I mean, I'm gonna say we got no water, just,
Wow,
just
you were
the wind.
lucky.
Uh-huh, yes.
Feel lucky.
Oh, I
That
can
could have
hear
been
your
enough to do it.
mid-Atlantic accent, no water.
I'm telling you, I was born in Jersey. What can I say?
Well, I was born in Delaware and I used to say water that way, but
I take a lot of
I
flack
haven't
for
heard that
that.
for a long time.
I say water, WOODER.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how you spell it.
Water.
I've seen it like that.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, probably the wind knocked it somehow.
Yeah. I'll after this, I'll go upstairs and fool around with it a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, you can unplug stuff typically from the sub itself and you don't have to go to the actual like box,
Right. That's what I'll do because I know it has a switch, like an on-off switch, and obviously it has to have a power cord. So I'll try both of them and the volume. Yeah.
Should be fairly easy. Or it should.
Right.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
the optimum word.
Yes.
I
Well,
always
if it's possible to mess it up, I can probably do that.
I don't think you will.
No, okay.
And it's one of those, the subwoofer is nice, but if it's not working, you're not going to lose a whole lot of volume.
Right. Right.
Because it's just the bass noise.
Right.
It's like those club scenes where they're like,
Right. Exactly.
I don't see you listening to a lot of music with a lot of bass in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss it. Like I've become very sensitive because our TV is hooked up to it, both here and in Downingtown. It's hooked up to a larger sound system. And you get so tuned into that when you hear a TV that doesn't have that kind of sound and volume, you really miss it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's amazing. You used to have to go to the movie theater to get that kind of quality of sound, and now you can get that in your
Right.
house.
Right. And you know what somebody just told me? I think it was a repairman. He said the TVs used to have great sound on their own, which I sort of forgot, but they did. Then they come in and, have these sound bars and whole room sound systems. And the TVs really don't have the capacity to produce a quality sound that they used to on their own.
Yeah, because
I
they're
believe-
smaller.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh my. No, man. We have all kinds of eclectic issues today.
Yeah. If it's out there, we'll find it.
Yes. Uh, Any other discussions or things? You guys are so quiet today. No Dan.
Oh, where's he been?
Oh,
No, man. Too funny.
He always brings unique problems too. He should be here.
Who?
I said, Dan always brings unique problems. Where is he when we need him?
yeah,
I
right.
know there was a couple weeks he had doctor's appointments that, but I don't think this was a week that he did. I don't remember.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nancy, your phone's behaving itself?
I guess. Don't have any complaints, I guess. Still don't have the Unity idea thing fixed, but that's, I mean, I can't do it. I can't turn it on, right, when I'm not there, because that messes you up if so.
You
so
can, you could try it. You could try it.
So that's why I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know what I have to do. And that's the only thing I use Bluetooth for. So I don't know how to make that work, but I'll figure it out.
What's Sunday morning without trying to figure that thing out?
Oh, I know, that's all, as if there's not enough other stuff on Sunday morning.
Mm.
That's something I wanted to ask you about, Lynn.
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
How is it, from what you responded to my email on Sunday, you said that some people had an issue with the live stream this past Sunday, but not everybody. How's that possible?
I think it depended on the quality of your internet. If you had good internet, you didn't have any issues. If you had low speed internet, you had a ton of problems.
Well, I don't normally have problems with the live stream. And I have a Wi-Fi extender in the same room as my TV.
Mhm.
So the signal doesn't have to go far to get to the TV.
Mhm.
But for some reason, during John's opening announcements, it just froze up on me and I couldn't unfreeze it. Just like a week or two before during the children's chat,
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
froze and never came back. But it just did it. And you said that some people were affected, but not everyone. So I was just kind of,
What's your internet speeds?
I don't know off the top of my head. It's Comcast. It's pretty decent, as you know.
So you'd say it's the 100 over 100 or the 150 over?
It's probably at least 150.
Yeah. Yeah, because the people that didn't have issues, their Wi-Fi speeds are closer to 1 gig of internet speeds. So, but like the people that had like 25, I'm guessing, knowing who they are, they've got speeds of 25 over 25. They couldn't do anything. So it sounded like Verizon was just having a weird upload. It was taking an extra long time to go from the sanctuary up to Boxcast. So Verizon was causing this like lag, is what it sounded like. And we restarted the router before the contemporary service, and we didn't hear any issues after. So maybe it was a Verizon issue is what it was.
Okay. So it was more on your end than mine necessarily?
We don't, it was something about Verizon's issues on Sunday that were slowing things down. And it could have been, if anyone with Verizon was having slow internet, it might not have just been us. So that probably was partly for people with Verizon's issues. It just slowed things down on our end. So there was a little more buffering if you had slower internet.
Okay. What's the site to go to check my speed?
Oh, good question. I'll throw it in the chat for you. There's a ton of websites. But it's good to do. Yeah, Nancy was doing ProPresenter on Sunday and I came running back to do it on her computer. Different, if you're doing a lot of video stuff on a computer, it's going to, depending on what computer you're on, you'll have different speeds, but and if you're like live streaming a movie, it's going to slow it down if you do it when you're not doing anything on the internet. But if you hit the go button on that website I just gave you, it'll give you a number. And, then you can run it through and check your Comcast or Verizon bill and see if it matches. And if it doesn't match, then you need to harass Comcast or Verizon and say, I'm not getting the speeds that you promised. But there is a disclaimer for them. You would only get that speed if you're Ethernet connected. It might not, if you're on Wi-Fi, you might not necessarily get that quality because you're not directly connected to the internet, but it's usually pretty comparable to that number if it's not for Wi-Fi. It might be
It looks like download is 453
oh yeah, then you should have no issues with that kind of
and
stuff.
upload is only 11.6.
10.6.
11.6 for
That's
upload.
really, they should be pretty even.
Well, unfortunately, it's not.
Hmm.
But like I said, it's 453 for download.
Mhm. I wonder if it's because we're on Zoom. I'd be curious if you got off the Zoom this afternoon or this morning and it's a different speed. I wonder if Zoom is slowing it down because Zoom uses the internet.
Could be. Well, I'll try it again later.
But yeah, and then check your Comcast bill and see if
Yeah.
that 400 is what you're paying for. I know in the pandemic when I upgraded my speeds, the Verizon guy said that they were actually giving people more speed than they were paying for because there was so much use of the internet because everybody was at home.
Mhm.
So you might have higher speeds
Okay.
because of that. But that was last year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
if
could be
there's
doing that still.
Yeah. Well, but the bottom line is, I guess we're supposed to come to church. That's the
I don't know.
answer.
I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet.
Hmm.
Now, anyway.
You're in the closet with us.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, is that good or bad?
Hi. But
Since we don't have choir for a while now.
Right.
mhm.
Which means I'm supposed to be back up in the TV studio. But we already made arrangements to go to my daughter's this weekend, so I told Barb, I'm sorry. No, but
Yeah, it sounded like Maris Grove only had issues last week at the beginning of the service, but
I don't know. We had house guests here. Our intention was to physically come to church, and then they slept in and we didn't feel like we could just go wake them up and say, get dressed and go. And
Sure you
so
can.
we ended up not doing it, but we drove up afterwards to get our chosen envelope.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that by the children's servant, it had stopped
Hmm.
issue for them, so that was good.
Yeah.
But yeah. And
But if I checked it today on the church website, it should work.
it should work. Yeah, the recording should be fine.
Yeah.
It was just the live broadcast that was the issue. So any recording of it is fine. But yeah, Here's hoping this week we won't have that issue. Oh, my.
I know.
Well, so are they different? The live broadcast is not what's recorded to be played later? They're two separate things?
It was just a lag going up to the stream going up to the internet. So if you were watching it live, it was a lagged, which meant that they could cause more buffering issues because there was a little bit of a lag. But if you watch the recording, which was all, had then been
Yeah,
coded
I
and
got it. Yeah, okay.
was not the issue. So like Bob didn't have any issues when he showed it at Wellington at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Mm.
But the time that it did stop for good, there was no other recording that you
That's
could watch later.
That was a completely different issue.
Okay. Above my pay grade, right?
It just
Oh.
happened in the same month, but two completely different issues.
Okay. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
Yes,
We pay Spinnaker the big bucks.
yeah, there you go.
Oh,
I was on the phone with them all morning on Sunday.
Mm.
Maybe you should invite them to these meetings.
See, installing equipment for us,
Yeah,
Mm.
but yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any other burning tech questions or things you'd like to talk about?
no, but I sure love that I have snippet now, or
Oh,
snipping, whatever it is. I can't believe I never knew about that, but thank you. That was
mhm,
great.
yep.
Snippets?
Taking a screenshot
Oh,
of
right.
this. You have a Mac.
I've
Go-
been using screenshots left, right, and center. My photo album is getting full of screenshots.
Well, I was always using screenshots, but what I would do is then put it in something else and then crop all the rest of my screen around it, crop everything out and just send. So it was a two-step tedious procedure.
Mhm,
Mm.
yeah. Yeah. Bob, did you have a question? You look like you're poised to. No.
He's
Muted.
muted.
Oh, he's muted.
Unmute.
You're muted.
Why,
There you go.
no, it's no question. I was with Lynn yesterday making some segment that will be used for their stewardship, for Westminster stewardship. And I was thinking the theme is going to be yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And they wanted me to be a speaker for the yesterday part, and that made sense. But in thinking about yesterday, for me, that was last century. When you put that phrase last century, it gives another flavor. We did an awful lot last century. We moved the church last century. We did this and that, but then looking ahead, I wonder how many churches were planning for the type of day we're in, where we need a Lynn George as a paid staff person, a technical person. I'm sure lay people are working on all of the technical background, or working on the churches, working at different churches. But how fortunate we are that somewhere in the planning that, and looking over staff and what the staff needs are, that this church planned for a technical person as they would a children's worker or a visitation pastor. That's just a commendation of the church's And a reminder for all of you to give very heavily to the church when the stewardship budget comes around. I'll go back to mute now.
That was very sneaky, Bob.
Yeah, that
Right.
We didn't ask him to say that either.
You just worked that right in there.
That's former pastor, you could tell.
Yeah.
And-
They're like that sometimes.
You know what, though, it is a business and we can't ignore that.
Right.
It's a business with a big budget, and that's all part of it, that physical building and all of our staff, they're all necessary. I was thinking, as Bob was talking, that I could see Lynn having an assistant because, her job is probably mushroomed, right? Your responsibilities, Lynn?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably not going to stop.
So we just lost an office assistant this week. She moved to Arizona. And when we were hiring her replacement, when we interviewed her replacement, I was like, Jerry, we need to think about this person doing different things because office work, I think, is going to go down as we migrate more digitally. We need somebody who could be a little bit of an assistant to me as well as do office and reception work.
Mhm.
So that's something we took into consideration when we were
Yeah.
hiring a person.
Yeah.
Because, probably in the next 3 to 5 years, we might not have a paper bulletin, And
Right.
it's all on the screens already. So why do we need multiple stuff? Oh,
Right.
ready. So I don't know what, the next few years will bring, but we need to think bigger than what it is currently. So, and be able to adapt and move. And who knows what the new pastor will want. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. Speaking of the new pastor, it would be nice to have a report from the search committee, even if it we're just in the beginning, or we're moving along, or we found a job description. It would be nice to hear from them.
Did you see
Just did it.
they released?
Oh, did I miss something? Did I?
They made a video a week or two ago.
Huh. Oh,
Here, I'll
Yeah.
find.
It was great. It was very
Was
great.
it?
Yes.
okay. I'll
I-
have to
I
look
think-
for it.
I think it'll speak to what you're asking for.
Mhm.
Okay.
It was in the email a few weeks ago, but
Like the Thursday email or the,
Yeah. I think it was a
Yes.
Thursday, wasn't it? Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I
okay,
chat as well, so it's there for you.
thank you.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
glad I mentioned that.
Yeah.
It looks like 300 people have already watched it, so
Okay.
that's good. But not nearly the 2,000 people that are members and visitors of the church. So
Right.
yep. For those of you who are Facebook users, did you look at any of the ways to protect your privacy I sent out yesterday?
No.
It was raining.
So what
Thank
else?
you, Nancy. Thank you, Nancy.
You were sleeping all day.
I was watching the rain and the wind.
I love watching the rain.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't love it so much yesterday. That was the most wind and rain from one direction that I've seen in a long time. And it was the direction that my windows leak.
No, that's not good. Not good at all. Yeah.
But I plan to go back and look at it.
Right. I feel like I say that about a lot of emails, and then I go, oh, I never went back.
Mhm.
I like Spark email on the fact that you can snooze things for a particular day. Like, I want you to remind me on this on Saturday when I have a little more free time, you know? So. Good for them. Yeah. You guys seem to be all tech savvy now. You don't need me, you know?
That's not true.
It was one of those weeks where everything was calm.
Yeah.
Not for you. You can get to a website.
Well, that's it. Unfortunately, I can get to all the rest of them, or fortunately, whichever. I'm not sure which is right there.
Well, you also taught us well, because I did have a question, and then I thought, well, why don't I Google it? And guess what? I got the answer.
There you go.
Right.
That's what I spent yesterday doing. Didn't work.
Yeah. Right.
Two banners on the top of your computer. Have you tried Googling the answer, and have you tried turning the computer on and off again?
Yeah.
Those two things.
And also, did you scroll down? Because sometimes you don't go far enough on the page and the screen and then miss something.
Yes. Indeed. Yeah. Easy to overlook some stuff. But yeah.
I do have a question. Has anybody ever noticed that Amazon sometimes changes their prices based on how many people try to order something? We have a book for our women's thing, and it's for women's study, and originally it was listed as $16.99 price on Amazon, and when I went back the other day, it was $29.77.
I think it saw you coming.
Yeah, and then someone else quoted that it was 24 something or other. So I don't know what that's about, but buyer beware, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I know I saw an email from the leadership saying, buy it from the christianbooks.com where it was
Right.
still 16.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Has anybody read the novel Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult? Unbelievable book. Probably the best book, especially in this age of trying to understand racism and all the rest that I've ever read. It's technically a novel, but when she first started writing 25 years ago, she wanted to write a book on racism, and then she quit after a while, decided she really couldn't. So this time she's gone, and it's just wonderful.
What book is it?
It's called Small Great Things, which comes from Martin Luther King, who said you don't do great things, you do small things in a great way. JODI PICOULT.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very fast reading. It's a big book. I read it in 5 days, and I'm a slow reader. So it's one of those page turners.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. It's got a black nurse in it, a white defense lawyer, and a white supremacist is the protagonist. So you get all 3 points of view.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. Apparently she's got 26 books out, and I'd never heard of her either, but we were up in Maine visiting one of our former pastor's widows, and she said, you can take any book off the bookshelves you want. She was shoveling it. So I asked her about it. She said, yeah, that one's a good one. So I brought it back. And
I read that. That was a great book.
yeah.
A great book in many respects.
Mm-hmm.
And a true story.
Well, part of it's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Good to know.
Based on a true story. That's for sure.
Based on a true story. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing at the, I must have watched the movie because at the end they had the real people on. I read the book and watched the movie, and at the end they had the.
I didn't know it was a movie. That would have been terrific.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
well.
Yeah, okay, I'll have to. Yeah, I see the book here, but I don't see the movie. Interesting. I'll have to do some Googling. Oh, Viola Davis, Julia Roberts. Wow,
Hmm.
interesting.
It came out in 2016, so
Yeah. Interesting. I'm always looking for new good books, so that's good. I feel like I've been going through a lot recently.
well, I was thinking of the whole equity challenge thing that Sessions been wrestling with on how we can get more people to do that or something similar. And this, I think, would be a really good recommendation.
Yeah. I know there's a couple people wanting to do a book discussion on caste as well, if you've read that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Be interesting. Yep.
Oh, well.
More happy topics.
You're right. What? Do we have any good news over here these days?
Oh, I read an article this morning saying that a spyware company is going to be fined or become illegal by the FTC. It's kind of this app that people use to like spy on their counterpart or their, spouses and people,
The ex-spouses or whatever. Right.
domestic
Wow.
type stuff, stalk their phones and stuff. And it's apparently become illegal now, which is great. Anytime spyware is illegal, is designated as illegal. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh, well.
I guess that's happy. I don't know.
Well,
I miss
I think we need to let you go to work, Lynn.
Yeah.
work. I want to hang out with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I have one observation from the rain yesterday, watching all on television. And you saw the streets that were flooded and everything. Yeah, I've seen water running down a street before, but I've never seen white caps in the water going down a street. I mean, that was amazing. That holy Pete,
Serious
it's going.
rain yesterday.
Yeah.
Serious rain.
Where was that? I didn't watch the news.
I forget where it actually was because I'm going, oh my gosh, those are, and they were, they were white caps, but they were closer together than they would be out in the ocean, or something. But I think, oh my gosh, but I don't. Every place you look, you see water now, though. Except I'm on the top of a hill, so I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
I was surprised there wasn't more flooding when I went out for my morning walk this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, well.
Yep. Any other comments or things before we wrap up for the day?
No.
Other than we'll try to figure out what's going on with Chuck's browser or internet or Mac, I guess.
I'm gonna try and go to that site and see what happens.
Oh, it'll work for you.
It worked for me. I had no problem.
lens.com.
Oh,
Yeah, you won't have any trouble. It's just my computer.
Yeah. Oh, and then another reminder, I was talking to someone this week and when they got phishing and spam emails, they just put them in their trash. They didn't mark them as spam, so they kept getting them in their inbox instead of going directly to spam. So if you are someone who just deletes spam emails, try to remember to move them to your spam folder or mark them as phishing. So it teaches your internet email provider to, say, oh, that looks like a phishing email. It will move them more over there instead of your main inbox.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
Yeah.
good to know. Good to know.
it will train your email to move things over. So you don't have to
Mhm.
sort through all the masses of emails. Yep. No, man. Cool.
I move we adjourn.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Good to see everybody. Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
keeping
Lynn.
it.
Thanks,
Yes,
Lynn.
thank you.